Why do YouTube? Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. I want to take a minute to talk about my YouTube journey and why I continue to do it, and what my intentions were when I started. When I started my channel, I started with a mini moto, Benelli TNT 135, and the goal was to teach young riders how to be old riders and also teach them how to wrench, do some basic maintenance. Those videos got a phenomenal amount of views, and I wound up being everybody's personal tech for their bike. I must have answered thousands and thousands of tech questions on that bike, helping these young lads and lasses out with their new bikes that they bought. And I would say it was wildly successful. That said, at 6'4", 200 pounds, riding a mini moto is tough. So I kind of shied away from that. And oddly enough, my channel kind of grew into a much more mature crowd than I was targeting when I started my channel. So I started doing mature motorcycle themed type content, and the views pummeled and continue to be dismal even to this day. With that said, why do I continue? It certainly isn't the money. Anybody that does YouTube, it's for the glory of it all. You'll spend more on your gear producing YouTube than you will make in a year, from year to year. That's pretty much how it goes. So quite simply put, the reason why I continue doing YouTube is because of fellowship. Over the last 5 years, I've had so many visitors, and I'm kind of a private person. I ride alone. In my career field, I met 500 to 1,000 people a month for many decades, and for the mass majority of my career. So as a result, I'm very good at reading people. And when I started to interact with a lot of other people and travelers, not all of them are YouTubers, you're able to filter out the bad apples in the barrel, if you know what I mean. I'll leave that right there. With that said, I've had so many different visitors, and I want to talk about them today on what a magnificent journey this has been. Let's start with Craig and Lucinda of SHHHMotoTravels. They live in Western Canada. They made it to my doorstep and cooked them up a nice steak, and we had some nice meals and had a nice ride. Amazing, amazing to get to meet these wonderful folks. They're off in Paris right now. If you have any interest, they're on their way to South Africa and are doing the snowbird Canadian vacation thing, where climates are more warmer. So I hope you go and check them out. Link to all the channels will be down below if you have interest in anybody that I'm talking about today. Next up, SpyderWayne. Wayne hails from New York. He works in the tire industry up there for Dunlop, Goodyear, and he transitioned. He's Canadian by birth, and he transitioned to New York where the tire plant is, and he recently retired. So he's getting to fulfill his dreams and travel on his Spyder. That he also has a towable camping trailer, and he goes on camping adventures. But Wayne is a solid man, and I'm proud to call him my friend. As Craig and Lucinda, I'm proud to call all these people my friend. Next is Nick and Ashley. They stopped by for a quick visit. They live here in Virginia. They didn't stay the weekend or anything. They have family that lives in my area, and they stopped by to say hello. And I was excited to get them down there to go fishing, and of course the fish weren't biting at all. Figures. But Nick and Ashley, you won't meet a finer couple. They're just a lovely couple, and I'm proud to call them Virginians. Next up is Pete. He hails from Eastern Canada, and he does not have a YouTube channel, but Pete is a heck of a nice guy. He just won my latest giveaway of that Cycle World riding tips. I'm mailing off to him. I'm proud to call him, one of my new best friends. Pete is just a solid man. We've stayed in touch. We've gotten a couple of rides in. I very much enjoyed his company immensely. We can't leave Alan off from Woburn, Australia, my very first viewer when I had less than 100 subs, to write me a letter thanking me for what I do, and sent me a cap from Australia. And we wound up being best friends. I have visited him in Australia, and he has come to visit here. I suspect he will be back, as he loves to tour America on his vacation and holidays. So everybody say hello to Alan down below if you can. Next up, Nick from the Slab. He does have a YouTube channel called The Slab. He hails from New South Wales, Australia. I met him for the first time at the Moto get-together in New South Wales that 𝕒𝕤𝕒𝕒 had put on and hosted for us. And Nick traveled here to the US. He did some riding all the way on the West Coast, down to Florida, then up here. In Virginia, we didn't do any riding. My God, it was so cold. And I still feel bad to this day because our propane went out and we had no heat with minus 14 degrees Celsius happening that week. So he endured that, and all I could do was keep his glass full and put some nice food in front of him. But I'm so happy to have made a lifelong friend with Nick. Thank you so much for sharing your life. Next up, Mike from ACECafeBikes. He was traveling through this corridor. He wound up meeting a lot of people that he wanted to meet on that journey. Didn't stay for the weekend or anything like that. I tried to talk him into it, save him a hotel bill, but he just stopped by for the day. We had a quick meal and got together, and it was good to get to know Mike. He has a beautiful family. I think he hails from Minnesota. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong, Mike. Primarily, his channel is working on 80s and 90s Japanese motorcycles and turning something that's tired into something that's cool and rideable. Mike does a great job on his channel. Thank you for stopping by, Mike. And for our frequent flyer miles visitor, that would be Thomas and Jody. Jody of PurpleOnThree in her Can-Am Spider, and Tommy has a channel called PSP Tommy G. He's not active in that. Don't subscribe to him because he's not putting up any content. I'm joking, Thomas. Jonas and Tommy have wound up being Mrs. Kraken's and mine, some of our very best friends that we confide in, get advice from, and help us out in our journey through life. They hail from Western Pennsylvania, north of Pittsburgh, and I'm happy to call them best friends. Thank you for being in my life, Thomas and Jody. I'm a better person from knowing you two. Next up is Sean. He made a trip up here from Norfolk, Newport News area of Virginia, and stopped by. We've gotten a couple of rides in together. We went to VAM together, Colonial Beach for a ride. Just a stand-up gentleman, and he's a veteran from the Navy. He hails from here, the Old Dominion, and I'm proud to call him my friend. A fighter man you will not meet. If you get a chance to meet with Sean, please do so. I highly recommend it. There's a clue somewhere in this screen you're looking at on my next guest. That would be Jack, BogeyBiker. Thank you for the hat, Jack. Bogey hails from Texas. He is on fire on YouTube. He's just doing a great job putting up his content in a good, down-home, old friend kind of way. He produces very engaging content with all his cronies that he rides around with. They're all a bunch of characters. We didn't get any rides in. He was here on a convention for work where they go to Williamsburg every year for his business trip, and I hope to catch up with him next year and we can sneak a ride in. And I'll put him on some good roads here in Virginia. Texas has got nothing on Virginia roads. Just saying. Thank you for coming by and being in my life, Jack. Next, we had a drive-by visit from Eddie with WindyTherapy. He rides a Triumph Trophy. He also tows a camper trailer from time to time and does camping trips on 2 wheels. Eddie is an energetic, solid man. He is just full of energy, and the vibes coming off of this dude, you can't help but smile when you're around Eddie. He's a good person. He hails from Eastern Canada, but he's transitioning, Western Canada. He hails from Western Canada, and he's transitioning here to the East Coast here in the United States for a multitude of reasons. That's his story to tell. Go check out his channel. Thank you for being my friend, Eddie. I love you to death. And last but not least, I hope I didn't forget anybody. Somebody's going to be awful sore at me. Call me out if you did, and I'll do it in another video. But we had Nathan from OutbackOutlaw from Western Australia. And Nathan came and spent a little over a week here, and we gave him the grand tour of Virginia, snuck in a ride or two, and got to see a lot of the historical sites, fine dining and food, cuisine, and history of this part of the country. Nathan wound up being one of my best friends in the world. He's just a solid man. His moral compass points true more than just about anybody I know. He's just that solid of a man. I will have his channel linked down below if you have any interest. Nathan, love you like a brother, man. You're my, his words, you're my brother from another mother. That all-star list of people I just rattled off, I am proud and will always have the light on for these folks if I'm home and they're passing through. I never planned on opening up my home to John Q. Public or Josephine Q. Public. Sorry, don't mean to disrespect the females. And in doing so, I have built friendships all over the globe from 3 different continents. And I don't know what to say. Those dividends cannot be measured numerically in your checkbook. They are measured in my heart. From where I'm sitting, I'm the richest man on YouTube. And there's my ghost dog, Bullet. He's here to tell me to wrap things up. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit the subscription button somewhere down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding because it's good for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Much love to all of you.